this video, I'm gonna be reading the last 3 books in my yearly TBR. So, I mean, technically, these 2 books are in my yearly TBR, and the 1 book is just a book that I have to read this month. So, let's get into the book that I have to read this month first. I've talked about it so many times in my other videos, but it's The Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. It's a nonfiction book about how it is like the data being a woman in biased world, designed for men. So I am very excited to read this one specifically because I've heard so many people talk about this nonfiction book, and I'm just so intrigued. Since I've been trying to read more nonfiction books, I think this will be the perfect one to get into as well. I've never read a nonfiction book based on datas, and I think it'll be really interesting, especially how me being a woman definitely get impacted in this sorts of things. And I think it would be just interesting to look into it a little bit more and to just see how it is. Very excited to read this one. And the 2 other books that I have to read is from my yearly TBR, and they're humongous. With the shorter one first, I've talked about this multiple times as well. It's From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have no idea what it's about. That's why we're reading it together. So I have the audiobook, I have the book, I have a puzzle with me, and I'm gonna start reading it / listening to it. Maybe while doing a puzzle, maybe not, maybe just reading it. But honestly, I just really am intrigued about what the story is about. So I will get into this video for sure. But yeah, I'm so intrigued, and I will update you guys what I think about this, obviously, hence the video. And the other book, which I've talked so many times as well in my other videos, is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. So I will pick this one up for sure. I am so intrigued in what happened in the last book of this massive series, and of this, like, how it's such an intense series, is such an intense action-packed world that I just would like to know what happened. And honestly, towards the ending of that tandem read that I have of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, I just am curious of what's gonna happen, especially we are currently in a very bad spot with our main characters. So yeah, I'm just excited, and I know this book is gonna break my heart into pieces and glue it back together at the same time towards the end. Hopefully the ending is good and it's not bad, and I hope nobody dies, which is probably not realistic because I know someone will probably die here. But yeah, I'm ready for the heartbreak. So I am excited to read this, and yeah, let's get into the video. And oh, maybe before we get into the video, I honestly, for this video, I have no plans in what we're gonna do. I just want to go to the Christmas market since it is the last few days of Christmas markets. So we're gonna go to Christmas market this weekend / tonight. I think I will film the one for probably the weekend because I mean, my town here is pretty small, so the Christmas market is not that crazy. But the one that we're going to on Sunday is a very like big, like, historical cities, so it'll be very beautiful. So I will film that one for sure, and I will take you guys along. Besides that, I have no plans for this video, but yeah, I will wrap some presents. It's just the end stretch of Christmas, and I think this video will probably go after Christmas, and hopefully I can end this before the New Year's and not on New Year's Eve because I don't want to rush reading a 1,000-page book New Year's Eve. So yeah, I have no plans for this video, and I just gonna take you guys along throughout the week while I'm reading this book. And yeah, I will update you whenever there's update to be given, and let's get into it. guys, I finally have an update from Blood and Ash. I've been reading from Blood and Ash. I wanted to update you guys a little bit sooner than right now because I think at this point I've been reading this book for, I want to say like 4 or 5 days. It's just been such a crazy Christmas season. Here I've been scouring all over the place because I was trying to get all the presents in time because a lot of my friends are going home and I'm staying here, which means I have to arrange the presents earlier, and it was quite hectic. We went to a lot of Christmas markets as well. We had so many just social plans, just hanging out. We also wanted to visit a lot of Christmas markets, so I didn't have that much time to read anything really. So I have 2 updates. I have a reading update that is technically not related to this video, but I thought I'd just talk about it briefly. So in the whole span of the past week/2 weeks, I've read 1 book, and 1 book only because it was so busy, as I keep saying. I finished Clockwork Angel because it was an audiobook and I was just listening to it here and there, and I finished it, and honestly, I understand the hype. I rated this quite highly. I have a video coming as well where I read the whole 3 books in the Infernal Devices series, so do not fret. More update explanation about this book will come eventually someday. I think in the new year for sure, because I still need to finish 2 other books, which is Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess, I think, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, the second I'm done with reading all 3, obviously I'm gonna edit the video and post it, so do not worry, you will see my reaction for Clockwork Angel. And so the other reading update that I want to give you is about From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It's honestly, I'm currently on page 314, so I'm quite a bit into it. I think I'm halfway, but I think now finally I'm able to fully explain to you what everything is about, because I read almost 200 pages and I still just like, oh, maybe I understand the book, and not like, I don't know, something about the world building, it's not that it's bad, it's just giving you crumbs of everything, and like you kind of understand but you don't, but you understand enough that you want to just continue and wanting to learn more. So, but so far what I can tell you is our main character, which is Poppy or Penelope, she is the chosen one or the maiden, so she cannot interact with anybody. She is like, in a way, nobody can see her face first and foremost, and only a few select people can see her face because she is the maiden. I don't know exactly why, but so we are working towards this event called the Ascension, where she would be deemed worthy by the gods, and she could be worthy and she would be ascended like other powerful political characters, I think, in this world. Let me read the back of a little bit. But yeah, and the thing about this is like Poppy is very strong-minded and strong-willed about everything. So with the maiden, you cannot fight, you cannot talk. You just need to be the picture of serenity in a way, and calm. And Poppy is kind of the exact opposite of that. She's been like a traitor in a way because she has been training and she is really good in combat, even though it is forbidden to do so, but she still does it because her family died because of an attack by a creature called a craven, which is like, they're just cursed in a way, like zombie-like. I still don't know how to picture these creatures yet. I really would like to just Pinterest it. Just like, because sometimes I look on Pinterest the characters so that I can picture them better in my head. But I think I kind of want to avoid every spoiler possible, even though I know the main male character or the love interest already. But anyway, I digress. Let's go back. Let me read what's in the back. A maiden, chosen from birth to usher in a new era. Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden is solitary, never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to experience pleasure. Waiting for the day of her ascension, she would rather be with the guards, fighting back the evil that took her family, than preparing to be found worthy by the gods. But the choice was never hers. So I think that's just the whole gist of Poppy's life, and we're just going through this as we're just going through this as she is slowly but surely going to take part in this ascension. And I feel like the ascension will take part almost at the end of the book, I think, because we're halfway through and we're nowhere near ascension yet. The book starts with her going to the Red Pearl, which is like I think it was mentioned that it's a bar and pleasure house. So she's obviously not supposed to be there, but she was there because she just snuck out of the castle and she wants to experience life, as she said. But I feel like her character is actually pretty strong-willed and sometimes kind of witty and funny. And also very, very aggressive, which I really, really like. And I've been reading this book partially with listening the graphic audio. I feel like with me personally, graphic audio is really difficult to just listen alone, because when the character, like for example, murmurs, they actually murmurs in the audiobook, which means I cannot hear it that well. Surely I could, but if I'm out and about and it's loud outside, I'm just gonna miss it. So I try to listen the graphic audio while reading it, but some of the parts they don't really match, so it kind of annoys me a little bit, but I digress. But yeah, anyway, so another problem that we have in this world, in a way, there is a character called the Dark One, or a Dark One, and they're the leader of a fallen kingdom that is slowly but surely trying to take their place back in this kingdom, or like in this world, I guess, in a way. So, and the previous maidens, they've all been killed by the Dark One. So obviously she's been very, like, she wants to be able to protect herself. That's why she's training all the time. And then because of the increasing attacks like happening around her and towards her, she has this bodyguard called Hawk, and Hawk is different from any other guards because he's very young, very like oddly young for a guard, and that he's this high up in the rank, and then he's not from this like part of the town or part of the country, I would say, so he doesn't know the custom as well. He's been breaching all sorts of rules. Yeah, I think that's where it starts. She's interested in Hawk and Hawk is interested in Poppy, so I think that's what I know so far. They haven't made any significant like progress towards their like romantic life, I want to say. But honestly, I think this book will be a really good start for a long series. I don't know how long the series is. Okay, I looked it up. There is 7 books in the series, so it is quite a long book. And I am always so nervous reading the first book. What if I miss like some crucial world building information? So I try to read this like quite slowly and just try to soak in every single information that I have. Yeah, I think this is such a good start for the first book, and I will definitely want to continue the series. I have so many series I want to continue next year, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish this series next year, but I'm gonna try my best. It is quite hefty information wise, and the world itself is very high. I don't know if it's high fantasy. I feel like this is very medieval as well, because they barely have electricity, and I quite enjoy that aspect of it. I'm gonna continue reading and hopefully give you an update soon when I finish reading this book. Today is, by the way, Christmas Day is 25th, so Merry Christmas to everyone who's celebrating. And yeah, I will try and just relax tomorrow and read the whole day and maybe eventually finish this book, and then I will update you on what I think about the book. But I feel like so far I have a good feeling about this, and I think it will be such a stunning series if it continues being like this way, in a way. That's the reading update. I have an update that is not related whatsoever to reading. Well, I guess in a way it could be. So I receive quite a bit of hobby things for Christmas. So I thought, because you're probably gonna see this scattered around a few videos in the future, so I thought I'll just give you a little mini haul of what I have. I think it'll be interesting to see it for ourselves later. So I will probably do this while listening to some book. I think that would be such an amazing experience. The 2 things that I got is Ghibli related. Is puzzles. I've been wanting this stained glass Ghibli puzzle for quite a while, so I got it. Let me show it to you. Honestly, it is quite stunning, and it's only 208 pieces, so I don't think it'll take that long to complete. And so again, audiobook puzzle is a great combo, so I will maybe do that soon-ish, maybe in this video as well. This one is a 1,000-piece puzzle. It's Howl Moving Castle. So it is really beautiful. I just want to show you how tiny the pieces are, because I was trying to do this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, it is so beyond tiny. I don't know if you can see it, but oh my gosh, it's crazy tiny. And what is a good comparison to that? This is my thumb. It's tinier than my thumb. I don't know if that makes sense, but oh my gosh, it's so tiny. And it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, so I'm very excited to just delve into it. And it's gonna take a while because I'm quite slow with puzzle, but I really love doing puzzles, so I am really excited for this. And another puzzle that I guess this is a puzzle, I would say. I got, you know, like, and it went viral. It's the Book Nook, I think it's called, right? It says here Book Nook. It is like the height is like a book, and inside you can see like a whole different world, which this one they got me the Sakura. It's like Japanese inspired, so I'm really excited to build this. This is a gift for me and my partner, so I will be building this with him. I will film it, don't worry, and I will probably listen to an audiobook. If not, you can just see the montage of me doing this. I think it'll be honestly really fun. That's the update for today. I think I've talked enough. I think I talked for 20 minutes already, but yeah, I'm gonna continue setting up things, and also maybe in this video, I don't know if I'm gonna do it in this video or in 2025 for a January reset. I am planning my Notion setup for 2025, and I thought I can do a January reset or maybe 2025 reset just for the book section of it, because I think for the live section it's uninteresting anyway. I don't think you guys are interested in that anyway. So I will show you how I set up my Notion book log, reading log for the year. So yeah, that will be in January reset. I know I'm just here planning all my video ideas. Tangent aside, I think let's get into reading some more from Blood and Ash, and yeah, I'll talk to you whenever I have updates. So I have a little update for you. I have not continued reading From Blood and Ash, but I have started reading Kingdom of Ash. I don't know how much I can honestly tell you about this book because this is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and I don't know. I think everything that I say about the plot, about the everything, it might be a spoiler, so I will just read this as much as possible and just letting you guys know how I feel towards it. But as of for now, I don't have much hope for our characters. But obviously I feel like the ending will be a good ending anyway. So we shall see. I already feel that all the characters are just gonna be pretty much how the last book ended. Is just all the characters are strewn about everywhere. They're in all different parts of the world. And I think this book is slowly but surely just reuniting them into like one area, I suppose. And they will reunite, and then I suppose there will be like a massive war. I suppose there will be like a massive war of some kind. But alas, I'm only 138 pages in. So I'm like, how many pages are this book? I think 975. So I'm like a ninth into it roughly. So, but anyway, it is so far so good. I just cannot tell you how I feel towards this book yet because I just don't know yet what this book is about, and I'm trying so hard not to read the back to not like spoil myself of like the plot. But I will continue updating you on how I feel about this book. But another update that I have right now is these stickers I got. Like this stickers, I will link it down below. It's from a German. Another update that I have is that all the stickers that I originally wanted to have for my 2025 reading journal setup finally arrived, and it did not arrive in time, but I thought now I could just show you a little bit of the stickers and just put them in my 2025 reading journal so that I can spice it up a little bit, because I know it was looking quite bare and I just thought it would be the perfect opportunity to just stick some of the stickers into the journal. So I will show you one by one the journal, and I will show you now the stickers. I can look at how beautiful this is, guys. It's honestly such a gorgeous sticker sheet by Möhrenkunst. I got it from Etsy, by the way. And these, I don't know if these two will, can you see it? I hope these two will somehow match the journal, but my plan is to just use this. I wanted to buy more, but alas, I forgot. I thought I bought two, but it didn't come with another one, so I only have one. So I'm gonna try and use up the most out of this, and if I really need more, I'll obviously just order it again. But yes, I will try and update my journal with these stickers and obviously take you guys along with it. And yeah, let's get into a little bit of journaling. I am here to give you quite a massive reading update, I think. First of all, I have two major updates. Let me just get into that and then we can talk about other updates. Let me just get into it. First update is that I finished From Blood and Ash. And honestly, I kind of like this book. I rated it in Goodreads 5 stars, but it's actually like 4.75 or something. It's quite, or it's almost there, but it's just not enough. But I just want to say this book was not talked enough because this book is what I want in a romantasy. I love the political, I love the all the aspect in this book. It is at first the world building is kind of info dumpy and then it's a little bit confusing. And I remember in my last update, I say I'm around page 200 and I still kind of don't know what's happening really. If you live and breathe towards the direction of book community anywhere online, I think you will know this spoiler. And I have guessed it from the beginning, but I was like, there's no way. There's no way this could be a thing and this could be the plot twist in the end. And alas, it did. But I don't think it lessened my enjoyment in reading this book whatsoever. It's just, I think it's also, if you've read a lot of romantasy, it is quite a predictable ending. And I know this book is quite an old one. I need to check. Never mind, this book is not that old. It's 2020, so it's 4 years ago. And honestly, I didn't read many romantasy back then, so I don't know whether it's the one pioneering the whole genre or not. I think ACOTAR might be. The ending is so predictable, and honestly, I was at one point just so annoyed at the love interest because our main character Poppy just kept talking about him as if he's like, oh, he's so handsome, oh, his piercing blue eyes. I think is his eyes, are his eyes blue? I'm not sure, but all she talks about is just like, oh, how handsome he is, how good, how brutal. And then towards the end, the plot honestly went so crazy. I just don't know how to explain it. So many things happened towards the end of the book. I didn't really expect it to go this way, really, but I like the ending. If you like romantasy and if you like some more complicated world building, a more immersive fantasy world, and with quite a, I don't want to say it's steamy, but it is quite steamy. And I don't know, I just like it. I just want to say, if you want to pick this one up, persevere. Persevere the first bit of the book because honestly, it's worth it. And I will be reading, I think I will be continuing the whole series because this is the first book that I've read by this author, Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I'm intrigued in what she has. And if this is 2020, I want to see what she has before that and after that, obviously. Another thing, it's so hard to get this specific series in physical copies in Germany for some reason because even this I had to hunt it. So I think continuing from this on, I will probably just read it on my Kindle because it's easier that way. And the book doesn't cost like, I don't know, a fortune because this book usually here the book would cost around like 12 to max 14. But this book costs like 20-25 euro. So I don't know how I feel about that. Another thing that I found funny is that they have like I want to say like an ad of like, do you see it? It's an ad of a Tiffany and Co. It's a contest. Anyway, there's like a giveaway like ad kind of thing in this book, and I found it funny. But yeah, that's from Blood and Ash. And so the second update that I have is I have been making a lot of progress in Kingdom of Ash. Let me show you the progress. I tabbed it a little bit because in the beginning, I feel like every Sarah J. Maas's book, the beginning part of the books, they're just quite slow, and they're just like building up for something even greater and greater. So I listened to it because I was like, I'm not in the mood to read like 400 pages of yet another build up for another war. I've had like 6 books for that already in the Throne of Glass series. And I think that's just Sarah J. Maas, and it's okay. And I quite enjoy her final, like, below, or her final ultimate moment. And I enjoy that. And I enjoy all the building, even though it's quite like hard work. I still don't mind it. So, anyway, I read like about 500 or 400 pages of this book yesterday. I'm currently on page 539. So I am quite a bit from the last time I talked to you. I think last time I talked to you, I'm around 100 pages in. So I read 400 something pages yesterday, and honestly, it was quite a good time. It was very brutal. What we've been going through is just war after war. Like I said last update, that is just pretty much all our characters scattered, and just now they are trying to find their way back to the north. I want to say, I don't think that's an update. I don't think that's a spoiler whatsoever. But anyway, all our characters are everywhere, and slowly but surely they are trying to reunite. And I think our two major, or like, I think in total there are 3 groups of, oh no, 4 groups of people who are just scattered around the world, and 3 of them have reunited. One of them not yet, but I think the way they reunite and the way they've been trying to find each other is quite interesting, and I really really enjoy what Sarah J. Maas did over there, like here. And there's just so many moments where I had to tap, and if you can see, I know it's tracking my face, tabbed so many things already. I started tabbing whenever I started reading physically, so honestly, not even that long ago, I started tabbing like page 250 or something. So I think the ending of this book is gonna wreck me. Because even now, it already wrecked me a little bit because I just don't want to part from this world. No matter how dragging this series has been for me, I think a lot of people are saying that, oh, Throne of Glass is such an epic story. And I couldn't agree more, because it is such a crazy story. If I think back to the first book or the prequel of the series, it's insane how everything is intertwined in this book. Like, all the characters that we met just in a blink of an eye, just in a blip, they're all coming back. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy how everything's just quite a satisfying ending. And I am honestly quite intrigued in how this is gonna end. I don't think I will finish this book today, because I still have 400 pages that in front of me, and I don't think I will do another 400-page read today, because I have quite a few errands that I have to do, and I have quite a few things that I have to get done. So sadly, I won't be doing that. But I want to aim for reading at least 100 200 pages, because today is the 29th of December. So I have 3 days, including today, to finish this book. I think it's doable. 400 pages for 3 days. And I have nothing planned really tomorrow. So I'm quite excited to just read a little bit today and finish it all tomorrow. That's that. That's all the books from my yearly TBR. This is the last book that I have to finish. So I'm quite excited for that. But the other book that I technically still have to read, because I set my TBR, I set this book as my nonfiction book of the month. And I've read in total like 11 nonfiction books this year. I cannot fail at the last like month. So I'm gonna try to finish Invisible Women. I have not started whatsoever. My bookmark is still set at preface, so I don't know. This book is 300 pages long, so maybe I can finish 700 pages in 3 days. I want to see if I can read quite a bit of this. Also tomorrow, I have absolutely nothing planned tomorrow. Anyway, that is my update so far, and see you in a few minutes, a few seconds. We'll see. So I'm here for the outro, for the final update of the year, I guess. I am honestly so happy and I'm so glad that the TBR that I set in the beginning of 2024 slash towards the end of 2023, I managed to complete. So let me just get into it. I finished 2 books in this vlog. So from Blood and Ash, a little recap. I love this book. It is sadly not a 5-star, but it's definitely a 4.75 star book, and I am really just happy to report that I will be continuing this series as fast as possible, because if the series continues the way this book just is, I will probably enjoy it. We'll never know, but I really enjoyed this. And if you are looking in any way for like a more intricate world building but romantasy, I would definitely recommend you picking this one up. I am so excited to continuing this series, and I want to pick up the second book relatively soon, because I feel like if not, I will forget this book quite fast, because there are just so many aspects to the world building that is still a little bit confusing for me, but I think that's quite normal. Yeah, that's from Blood and Ash. And now finally I finished Kingdom of Ash. I really cannot believe that I read 1,000 or almost 1,000 pages of this. Most of it I did listen to, because I had some of uni stuff that I still need to do, some of my portfolio stuff that I still have to do. So I decided, you know what, multitasking. I don't know what I can tell you with this book, because it is the last book in a massive series, but what I just want to say, one word, is that this book is epic. It's very epic. This book has so many love stories in it that I truly adore. Yes, one of my, I think, major complaints with one of my major, I want to say critique, but I am not a book critique, but if I were to change something in her books, is definitely the way she wrote her male characters. I love her male characters, don't get me wrong, I love them, but I feel like in this book specifically, it's so difficult to differentiate the, is it called the cadres? Just the male characters, the Fae male characters specifically, because they're just like, yes, brooding, powerful, lethal, and like sometimes sassy, but that's it. I honestly could not differentiate them if you don't mention their name. So, and the way they're like so whipped by the partners, I just don't know what to say. It's just so sad that I finished this book. I've been reading this since January 2024, so it's been exactly a year that I spent so much time with these characters, and I'm just so sad to depart from this world. And even though I'm really excited for Crescent City that I will be reading next year, I feel like I have to go back at one point. I'm gonna reread this for sure. Not next year, I don't think, because it's quite an intense read. I definitely want to focus on rereading ACOTAR more than rereading the Throne of Glass series. And I feel like ACOTAR is the longest book is 700 pages, and I've read this book, this brick of a book, which is 1,000 page long, so I feel like 600 is pretty short now, which is utterly not true. But yeah, I would rate this honestly a 6-star. I think the whole thing with rating Sarah J Maas's book is so difficult because the build up, I feel like the beginning of her books are always so slow. It's such a slow build up to the ultimate battle in the end, but it just takes so long to get there, and sometimes I get like bored. I feel like I want to DNF this book, but I know a good ending is coming, so that keeps me going. That's also another critique that I have for her, but I think because I in a way slaved away through reading all this like slow build up, I feel like the ending is just better because of how much I had to work towards it, in a way, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel towards her books. But I just finished this today. Today's the 30th, so I still have one more day where I can either read or do whatever I want. I will not stress about finishing my yearly TBR, and I am so happy, honestly, that I finished it. And this is probably the longest book I've ever read in my entire life ever, unless actually I've read the Bible, and the Bible is I think a bit longer. But don't you worry, next year I'll be reading Crescent City, and I know Crescent City books are very long, so this will not be the longest book I've ever read ever, I think. But yeah, I am just so happy that I finished it, even though I know in the beginning of the vlog that I said I want to finish one more book, which is a non-fiction book, which is The Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. I still have not started this book. I mean, I just finished Kingdom of Ash like a few minutes ago, or like before I started this clip, so that's why I haven't continued this, because I've been focusing on that. But yeah, this one is definitely not in my yearly TBR, so I feel more okay not reading it. But then again, I have tonight. It's still 3 p.m. over here, so I still have quite a bit of time to finish this today and tomorrow. I'm definitely not gonna force myself in trying to finish like this book. Obviously, it's not, I never want to force myself to read something. I will try my best to finish this, but I feel like I have to end the video over here because tomorrow is New Year's Eve, so I would like to take a little break from vlogging, from editing, from everything. I mean, this video will come out on New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year. And yeah, this will be obviously the last video that I will post in 2024, so looking forward for 2025 and what it entails, really. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.